We all want to protect ourselves. It's a very natural instinct. In fact, without that instinct, as individuals or species or even as communities, we probably wouldn't survive very long. At the same time, what protects us often separates us. Whether you're thinking of a bulletproof vest, or you're thinking of a wall, or you're thinking of a lie, or an adage, a principle. It's very hard to protect ourselves from certain kinds of things without at the same time separating ourselves sometimes from really valuable experiences. Even experiences that can be extremely difficult or extremely challenging, but are essential if we're going to grow. And again, that's grow as individuals or grow as communities. Our heart is a great example in my mind, because we've all been hurt. We've all had enormous disappointment, and in response to that, wanting to protect your heart is a very natural instinct. But many of the ways we try to protect it just don't work. They're a setup. The metaphor is, of course, that we get really badly hurt by someone or something. So often we have a big hand in it as well, frankly. And then there's this idea that we can tuck away our heart. We can take it off the playing field. Instead of sort of wearing it on our sleeve, we can put it in kind of a metal box inside ourselves. And then, hours or weeks or decades later, when we meet the right person, quote unquote, we can just unpack our heart. Blow the dust off that old metal box, sort of pick the lock, or if the combination lock, maybe we'll remember the combination, maybe we won't. We then open up the box, and inside is our heart, in theory. However, the heart is a muscle. The heart is a muscle, and it's very much an example of that use it or lose it philosophy. And in my experience, and with a lot of people I've spoken with, you just can't tuck it away for a rainy day. It doesn't work like that as much as we'd love it to work like that, because that way we could be perfectly safe. Our heart would be safe and sound inside a box. But actually, the only place that's perfectly safe, that guarantees in this life that you never get hurt, the safest place is a coffin. Because basically, you gotta be dead. So be really careful about that instinct. Wanting to protect ourselves, protect our children. Makes a lot of sense, and it's really important. But there's certain kinds of protection that just won't work. And in fact, ironically and typically, paradoxically, and so commonly with human beings, the very things we're drawn to, we have a compulsion to do, not only don't make us any safer, but they often only compound the problem. You go from a situation or a moment where there's a real risk, even a great risk, of being hurt, to then responding in a way that absolutely guarantees further hurt. It's that tightrope walk between the two, and always being aware of how far the fall can be that makes it so difficult. But as I said, with the human heart, you got to use it or lose it. Definitely reminds me of that great quote from Stephen King's Shawshank Redemption. Get busy living, or get busy dying.